Hello. This is, you can see, not the snug pod. This is my Alinor Crest townhouse, and it has been my main house throughout the years, and during this current iteration, we are working on turning it into a dark Brotherhood sanctuary for more of the shadier side of Tamriel to stop while they are on Somerset. Is the fourth era. The Dark Brother is not the fourth era, is the second era, and the Dark Brotherhood is growing, and they need to be in more places besides the Gold Coast. So, I'm working on making a base for them in this current edition of what I'm doing with my Alinor townhouse. So right here, this is our entryway, and we have a bookshelf for all of your book needs. We're going to put some shade plants up there, so that way it looks a little more fit in. Oh, this is a work in progress. I know I said that, but this is a work in progress. Now there's room behind there. We don't need the room behind there. We're not closing off the room because we're not using the room. The room has a fountain in it. It will make sense here in a minute. I'll explain it when we get to the next room. Couple rooms. And we got a bench here that we can take your shoes on and off, your coat. Nice little spot to sit. We have our lovely Argonian target skeleton butler. And we have our outfit station, because that makes sense to have it in here. We did have a wardrobe here, but then we got the armory. And so the armory is functional than just a nice little cosmetic wardrobe. So we got our armory here. And then we have our little, like, shrine to Abner Tharn that we're working on. There's going to be candles and stuff. It's a thing. Because they came up with the bust, and then you have the Alinor stands. It just made sense. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we have some just other miscellaneous busts and stuff up there. Through this door, we have the library. So it is clearly daytime because we can see this pattern on the floor. These are the elsewhere windows that just were released with the luxury vendor this weekend, and they put a high aisle window in front of it. I need to get another placement for there, and I still need to set up the other high aisle window there that I already have. But having the high aisle window in front of it, I think really adds just something nice to it. And now I need to figure out the curtains. We don't have enough curtain options. Just saying, we don't have enough curtain options. But anyway, so this is going to be our little library. Not totally sure what I'm going to do in this corner. I'll take ideas if you want, if you have an idea for this little corner. We have a nice little reading nook. Then we got one of my trophies here. And then we're going to go through. Now here is kind of the landing area, I guess. We'll call this the landing, the lower landing. So we got our banker, got our merchants, got Squirecrow, got Ragpicker. You know, all the important things are on the main level. You know, right within reach of the door. That's important. And then our Shrine to Nocturnal, because she's important too. And so we have a lot of heads here. Unfortunately, there isn't enough collectible space in this place for me to put everything, and I think these look a lot better than the bust, so I kind of have them on the walls. And unfortunately, not all of them, because now with all the different collectible furnishings, not enough space. And then through here, this is our bar slash eatery area. So this area, this is kind of solidified. This is going to end up being this table sit area. This is where we'll end up probably putting our Tales of Tribute station once we earn it. Then we have our another window to match the others, so we're sticking with our architecture theme. Still trying to figure out what we're doing with all of the cabinets and stuff. Over here we still need to add in our bar, but we have our cooking fire, we have our thrall, and then we have this. This is why the fountain is in the other room, the Basin of Loss. What we're going to do is I'm going to probably put something underneath it and then tie it in with the other kegs and stuff that I'm going to put here, so that way it looks like it's just, you know, blood on tap. I thought that was a cute idea. So it will look really cool when it's done, I promise. So yeah, that's our eatery area that we're working on. And then if we go up the stairs, you'll see an antiquity painting and where we used to have one of the bookshelves, which got moved, and then Lyrinth. So I'm not totally sure what to do in this area. Once again, ideas. I'll take them. And we'll go to the right first. So the right, this is meant to be the sleeping quarters. So we're gonna get. I'm thinking to stick with the bunk beds idea, just because that's supposed to be a place for assassins to crash, and you always want to make sure that there's enough places for assassins to sleep. There's nothing worse than coming in to a sanctuary where you're thinking you're gonna be able to like find a bed, take a bath, take a nap, let the heat die off, and all the beds are taken. Like that's horrible. So that's why I'm doing bunk beds, and I kind of just stacked the Alinor beds on top of each other, and I'm gonna do a couple more of them. Probably do another 2 sets over on this side, and then add some night tables and dressers in here too. That way you have a spot to set your stuff. And then we go up these stairs, and we have the bathroom area. So this, of course, isn't fully set up. I kind of got an idea of what I want to do, so we have the items that we're going to need in here. We have our bathtubs, we have some curtains to close off, just to make sure you can't see things from other rooms and stuff. We got different blockades and things. I figured Nezumi could hang out up here. And then, but yeah, once again, just gonna need to figure out what we're gonna do up here, but this is general gist of the types of items we're gonna use. This will be our bathroom area, because that way, once you have your bath, you can come down here and you can just go into the bed that you picked out and crash, and it makes sense. Now over here, separate from the sleeping quarters, we have the alchemy slash science room. I want this place to end up having like mad scientist vibes, mad scientist greenhouse vibes. That's what I'm hoping for here. That's why the carpet's green, by the way. We did have red carpet in here, but we switched it to green because I want to feel nice and planty. And so we got some creatures. We're gonna get more. I'm thinking the high aisle bar countertops. I think that's what I'm gonna ultimately end up lining the walls with once I get them and placing stuff on them, because I think that will fit in very nice. And we'll have these cabinets. I'm going to put some of the potion bottles and the vampire style potion bottles we got from Witches Fest last year in these. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do with this one. It may end up switching with the library, but right now it's right here because the terrace is right there. And doesn't it just make sense to have the room where you're going to be processing all of your herbs and plants and murdery stuff in right next to where you pick it? I think it does. So, welcome to the ugly terrace. We're working on it. So right now we just kind of got this giant tree here. And then that is just going to leave. I just need to get out of my inventory. This is going to be the poison garden. That's why there's a gate here. I need to add stones. But it will be all the creepy plants. Like we got the Arzerblite tree, and this will be all the poisony plants in this little section of the garden. And then up here, we're going for a more natural feel, by the way. I need to reskin it, I guess. It's kind of basically reskinning it. We're going to put the solitude things there along the sides. And then you see we got these stones covering the real one stairs. And then we got these elsewhere mounds, dirt mounds. They're upside down to kind of simulate actual dirt and rock. And I want to do that to the whole thing. We got 2 over here too, but I want to do it to basically the entire area. And then we got our water source. So it looks more like a natural garden. And then of course, because this is a sanctuary, we will end up having it, once we get the time, the hourglass, we're going to have it set as nighttime. It is going to be nighttime all the time. That way, your vampire characters, if you have the wrong strain of vampirism, you know, the kind that's sensitive to sunlight, you'll be able to go out here, you'll be able to pick your poisons and stuff. You don't have to worry about the sun. That's just nice. It's polite, right? It's polite to our fellow brothers and sisters in the Dark Brotherhood, or fellow shadier members of Tamriel. If you know anyone else who has a Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary themed Alinor Crest Townhouse, or a vampire themed Alinor Crest Townhouse, or a Thieves Guild, or something more shady on the shady side, I would totally appreciate being pointed in that direction for ideas. I love more ideas. I love looking at how other people decorate their townhouses. It's definitely my favorite house by far. And if you have any ideas yourself, anything that you think would be a good addition, or other items that could point me that would be really cool to add to this, or something that you're not seeing or I didn't mention, for that would be a good addition for a vampire or a werewolf, uh, or a Dark Brotherhood associate, for something for them to if that's important for them to be in this sort of space, let me know. And thanks for watching. This is on the PlayStation North American server. I play on a PS4 still. And so a lot of people probably wouldn't see this unless you were on that specific server. And so here you go. This is my ideas. This is what we got. And bye.